Good morning, everyone. This is teacher Sidra from the Wave Private School. Today, our topic is nuclear atom, in which we have two subtopics that we are discussing in today's lecture. First of all, we will see about atomic structure and then evidence for nuclear model of atom. This is grade 10 physics, chapter number 22. And the course book page 309. Now let's start our topic. First of all, we will see the atomic structure. Atoms are very tiny particles that cannot be seen with eyes, but it can be seen using light microscope. We know this thing that atoms we cannot see by our eyes. In 1910, Ernest Rutherford discovered that every atom has a tiny central nucleus, which gives rise to solar system of atom. In this system, negatively charged electrons orbit the positively charged nucleus. As you can see here, this is Rutherford's model of an atom in which this central part is called a nucleus. And around the nucleus there are certain orbits in which electrons are orbiting. So we can say that electrons orbit the positively charged nucleus. This is known as nuclear model of atom. Now we will see the evidences for nuclear model. Electrons were discovered in 1896 by J.J. Thomson. He realized that electrons are much smaller than atoms, at least 1000 times lighter than hydrogen atom. Here these are different suggestions. So he also guessed that electrons were part of atoms. He even suggested that atoms were made up of electrons spinning in such a way that they stuck together. In this way that positive and negatively charged particles stuck together. He also suggested this. So this was not a successful model because of these suggestions that are given by J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson gave this model that is called plum pudding model. It was not successful model, but electrons were discovered by this model. So what is this model? He argued that since electrons had negative charges, so there must be other particles in an atom with equal amount of positive charge, so that atom has no overall charge and it is neutral. For neutral, there are positive and negative charges are equal. So he said that if there are negative charges, then there must be positive charges so that they can balance their charges, and in this way they can be neutral. Since electrons have very little mass, positive charge must also account for most of the mass of atom. As you can see here, this is known as plum pudding model. The atom is formed from a sphere of positively charged matter. This is positively charged matter, and electrons are embedded in this positively charged matter. So we can say that atom is formed from a sphere of this positively charged matter with tiny nucleus within this matter, and these tiny nucleus are embedded into the matter structure or into the positively charged matter. This is known as plum pudding model because electrons are negatively charged particles, and we can say that these negatively charged plums in the positive charged pudding. So we can say that this positively charged is pudding where electrons are negative charge, and we can say that these electrons are plums that are embedded in the positively charged pudding. So he did the name plum pudding model. So after this model, he said that electron is discovered because we know that they have certain negative charge. But it is not clear that they are embedded into the matter or around to the nucleus. So up till now, just electrons are discovered. Now we will move to the Rutherford scattering. So what happened in this way? After 10 years later, Thomson's discovery of electron, in which the last slide we have discussed about the electron discovery that is given by Thomson. So after 10 years, Thomson's discovery of electron, Rutherford did some work. Rutherford said that radiations like alpha, beta, and gamma were coming from radioactive substances and was result of changes in individual atoms. He said that some radiations are alpha, beta, and gamma are coming from radioactive substances. Tiny particles or rays were being ejected from inside atom, and Rutherford thought he could use this radiation to investigate other atoms. There are some tiny particles or rays that are ejected from the central atom, and he said that these rays are alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. Rutherford decided to use alpha radiations to investigate the atoms in a sample of gold. Rutherford's colleagues Geiger and Marsden set up an experiment in which alpha radiation was directed at thin gold foil. As you can see here, this is the apparatus set up by Geiger and Marsden that are the Rutherford's colleague. Here it is radioactive source, and this is gold foil, and this is fluorescent screen where we can see the particles. In this experiment, alpha rays from the radioactive source strike to this gold foil. So when he strike the alpha particles from the source to the gold foil, what they are expecting? They are expecting that alpha particles should be deflected as they pass through the foil. But when they directed the alpha particles to the foil, they found that most of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil, but some of them are deflected. Some are passed straight and some are deflected, and some are scattered in their direction. As you can see here, when the particles are strike on the gold foil, some are passing straight through the foil and are non-deflecting particles. You can see on this fluorescent screen. But some particles pass the gold foil and change their direction. So we can say that they scattered their way. But some they found that they deflected back into their own direction. They cannot move into they cannot pass through the foil. So after that he said that there are some particles like alpha particles that pass straight through the gold foil because they do not pass close to the atomic nucleus. As you can see here, most of the alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil because these particles are not near to this nucleus. If we can say that this red part is the gold foil nucleus, then mostly alpha particles pass straight through that because they are not near to this nucleus. But some alpha particles are deflected back because they are near to this nucleus. And the other side, if we can say, some are particles that change their directions. So we can say that they scattered their way. So some particles that are near to the nucleus, they change their direction or scattered, and some are deflected back. So after this discovery, he found that alpha particles are positively charged because positive same like charges are repelled. So if they are repelled back from gold foil, it must be another positive charge. So when alpha particles are directed onto the gold foil, they come back into the same direction. So it must be seen that there is some positive charge. If few were repelled, it means positive charge of gold atom concentrated in a tiny space within atom. As we see that there are mostly mostly alpha particles that are change their direction and some are deflected back. So we can say that gold atom, that mostly atoms are concentrated that have certain space. After this research, Rutherford said that there is positive charge inside the heart of atom, which he called the nucleus. So after this discovery, he said that there must be some charge, that there must be some nucleus which are having positive charge inside the atom. After this experiment, they found that the nucleus is inside the atom. So up till now we have discussed about the structure of atom, and then we see the evidences for nucleus of atom and discovered the nucleus, that is by the Marson and his colleague, that is Geiger. Now this is the end of our lecture. Thank you.